Hey guys, it's Rebecca Oberstadt, and in today's video I'm going to be using two different of the BH Cosmetics mini Zodiac palettes to create two different looks. And it has come to my attention not only just recently, like 2 days ago recent, but when I first did my very first video on this palette, I got a comment on my video that said that I was the only person on YouTube that had even done a video on this palette besides the actual company themselves. So I'm going to be using the Gemini palette and the Aries palette from BH Cosmetics, and I picked these two for a couple of reasons. They both have orange shades in them, and I have done an orange look, but I wanted to see if I could do like an orange and red or maybe an orange and yellow look, because there is this like yellow color in here, there's the yellow here, the center shade is yellow. So I was looking at doing a couple of things like that. So if you're interested in watching two looks one palette or two looks two palettes, then keep on watching because that's what this video is going to be about. Now, I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking as I record this. I will most likely do a voiceover for this because my voice, as you can tell, is a little tired. I don't know, my voice has been going in and out. I'm not really feeling the greatest. I've got a whole bunch of breakouts on my chin, so I'm wearing blush, bronzer, highlight, and a little bit of concealer and corrector, and I'm doing a test with my mascara right now. I use the Thrive Cosmetics and another mascara, but I put one on first and then the other one over it because somebody suggested that. So I will give you the update on that in the breakdown video of the Battle of series for that Thrive Cosmetics, because I'm testing it out a bunch of different ways to see what works and what doesn't work and what I like most and what I don't like most about it. So I'm doing a pretty thorough review of this mascara. So I think with the first look, I'm going to go into the Gemini palette. I'm going to be going into this yellow shade. Now, I have had issues working with this shade. I have had problems with getting it to work on my skin and to blend out and not look like completely chalky. So this is a new Luxie brush that I got in an Ipsy glam bag, and I do have a little bit of concealer on my eyelids. So hopefully this will work a little bit different because it's a very dense brush. So we shall see how this works. So using the yellow shade out of the mini Gemini Zodiac palette, it looks like it goes on pretty okay, but I find that it seems to like fade after a while. So the pretty yellow shade that you see going on, that's kind of like a sunshiny yellow, it fades quite fast for a yellow shade. I am very surprised that I have so many issues with this shade, but I am just buffing it along my brow bone and under the edge of my eye, going in about halfway, and then I'm pressing out what concealer lines that I had on my other eyelid just to be safe. I will be doing a recap video on those mascaras very soon. Now I'm going into the red shade, which is actually what I would call shade 8 in the Aries mini Gemini palette, and I am packing this all over my lid with a flat synthetic scone shader brush. This is a large eyeshadow brush, but it is very, very dense. I put that all over my lid from inner to outer lid, as well as putting it right up against my lash line to follow along where I had put the yellow. So I went about halfway in on my lower lash line. And now I'm just blending back over with that brush that I had yellow on. And if you look, the bristles of the brush are actually orange now, which is fine. I knew, you know, yellow and red made orange. And since there's quite a few orange shades in these two palettes, then, you know, I was okay with that. Now I'm taking the very center shade from the Gemini palette on my ring finger, and I am pressing that all over my lid and then putting it underneath the inner third, my inner corner, and my brow bone. This is a really beautiful, like yellowy highlighting shade, and then I did get it a little bit too far down on my lower lash line, and so I used a powder brush to get that off. I then took the very first shade in the Aries palette to press over the outer half of my eyelid. It is also a yellow shade, but it has a little bit more orange in it than the center shade from the Gemini palette. And again, just sweeping off like any fallout. And any product I had left on my finger I put on as highlight because they're both beautiful shades. This is the ColourPop BFF liner in punch, and I did my lower and upper water lines with this pencil. Now, if you wanted like a more like sultry looking look, I would use black in the upper waterline and then use the yellow on the lower, the lower waterline to kind of give a more impactful look, but I wanted to keep this kind of soft. Now I'm going into the second shade of the Aries palette, and I'm going to be putting this on my other eye. This is my left eye, and I actually really enjoy this brush. This is an Essence brush. I think I paid $1.20 for it. It's very soft, but it is a little bit too big for my eye to do like detailed work, but it does work beautifully to blend out nice fluffy shades like this. And this shade is also a really gorgeous, like rich, like actual orange shade, like the fruit. Now I'm taking that salmony shade, which is like the 7th shade in on the Gemini palette, and I am working that on the crease area and like the outer like third of my lid. It is a little bit darker than the shade from the Aries palette, but not by much. It has a little bit more of a peach hue to it than like a straight up orange. And I just wanted to make sure that I had a little bit of definition there, but I didn't want like two colors that were the same. And these colors together, you can definitely see the color difference there. And I'm just working that close to my lash line, under my eye as well, about halfway in, like I took the first shade. And then I'm trying to concentrate that color to like the outer edge of my eye. I'm then going in to that maroon shimmer shade in the Gemini palette. It is the next shade up from the shade I just used, and I'm pressing that on the inner half of my eye, the underside like third of my eye, as well as popping a little on my brow bone. And it really is kind of like a mauvey burgundy shade. Now I'm going in with the 7th shade in on the Aries palette, and this is a darker version of that shade that I just used on the inner part of my eye, and I'm pressing this on the outer half of my eye as well. And then I took the center shade from the Aries palette and popped it in between both colors, and then put it on my inner corner. It went back over my brow bone, and again touched up my highlight. And I'm just blending over the edges. So this is the finished 2 looks, 2 palettes. What do you guys think? I think the yellow on the other side really kind of got lost, and if it was me, I probably would have packed a little bit more shadow on there. The Luxie brush was great at blending it out, but what I think I would do is use a smaller detailing brush and really pack that yellow shade on, and then go back over like with the other steps that I did, just to make that yellow have a little bit more punch to it. Alright, so here we are with the finished look. I did yellow and red over on this side with yellow over the top of it, and I did like varying shades of orange, and the outer corner there's like a maroon shimmer shade over it. I didn't put anything in this waterline. Let me see how this looks if I throw white in it. I did use Punch from ColourPop in the other one in my upper and bottom waterline, so let me put the white one in this side. Oh, okay. I'll wait now, I promise. Okay, so what do you guys think? I mean, I did kind of like a monochromatic eye on the one side, and I don't have an orange liner, but then I don't really have orange lipsticks either. But I think the yellow side is pretty. It doesn't look quite as yellow because the red kind of toned the yellow down, and of course I put the yellow shimmer over it. So there's just a peak of yellow coming through, and then of course the yellow in my brow bone, on my brow bone, and then the yellow in my waterline. And then I put the red matte shade all over my lid, and then put the yellow shimmer shades over it. Kind of makes it look orange. It's just kind of interesting because, you know, yellow and red make orange. But anyways, so this is 2 looks with 2 palettes using the Gemini and the Aries. I really do enjoy these little palettes, and I will do more of these like 2 looks, 2 palettes with the Gemini or with the little Zodiac series, so that you guys can see a couple of different looks if you have the palettes. If you have certain palettes but don't have all of them, leave me a color combination that you want me to use. Like say you've got Capricorn and Pisces but you don't have Aquarius, so then I can put together looks for Capricorn and Pisces instead of, you know, you just sticking to one palette, you have more options if you use all of the 18 shades. So if you have like times when you're stuck with your eyeshadow or you want to see specific colors put together, then please feel free to let me know down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to give this video a like. If you're not already a subscriber and you would like to be, then click the subscribe button down below. I don't usually ask people this anymore, but I've noticed a lot of my subscribers, I've lost 40 subscribers just this month, and only 12 of them were for closed accounts. So I know that for whatever reason, there's 28 people that, didn't want to stick with my channel. So if you would like, to give me some feedback as to why you don't want to be subscribed anymore, that's helpful to me. And I do have a Patreon link down below if you want to help me out there for $8 a month. Or you can do a one-time donation, or you can do a continuing donation. Anyways, I'm Rebecca Oberstadt. Hopefully you guys have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.